Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Thursday afternoon, July 29th. We are looking at Window Trader's market profile of SPY, IWM, and QQQs. And after hitting all-time highs today in the SPY and the ES, and the ES is a poor high, SPY does not, and the Dow hitting an all-time high, as you can see, Amazon just comes out with they came out with their earnings right at 4, and after being 11 wide in triple Qs, they rip lower as Amazon missed revenues, trading about, I don't know, $200 lower than their low of the day. They take out today's low in end period. So tomorrow could be a little interesting. We're following suit. We did not take out today's low. The interesting thing about today in all three of these indices, other than triple Qs having 11 wide, the only thing we had to lean on is today's high and today's low in both the Russell and the S&P. We're only 8 wide, Russell's 7 wide. There's no pullback, there's no single prints, no nothing. It was a tale of 2 days today, basically in all of these. We grinded up all morning and grinded down all afternoon. Actually had a good day, and I actually went against what the market did. It paid me though both times. I'll go over everything right now. There's only one destination to the upside right now. That's 441.80, which is our all-time high. As far as what I did today, I had a very active and good A period. Even though it drove up early on, I took a 442 put in A period against the 4-day balance high. So we're in a 4-day balance high. If we don't take it out right away and the all-time high, we'll see what happens. So I took a 442 put and a 443 put in A period, and they both worked out really good for me. Then when A pushed back, I took a long in A period because we had higher value on the day. Those were the 439 calls. So I really did well in A. Then in B period, I took a long against yesterday's high. When we got down there, the 439 calls, which they held and went back up. The only loss on the day was in D period. I didn't do anything in C. I actually took a long in D. But here's the problem. Usually I'm very patient, and we had singles when D opened. And I was like, maybe I started a call play right around C's high when it came in. And then I added to it. And then I actually took a pretty good piece towards D's low, but the problem was it really wasn't getting the push up. I was taking some off, but I was out on the ones up here and in the middle. I should have had more patience. I didn't. I finally got to push up enough where I had a small loss. It was nothing big, but I finally took it off. Now, did anything tell me to get out of that trade? It did not. We held A's low, and we actually held one single print, but I took it off anyway. Again, nothing really had told me to get out of it, but I wasn't liking the tempo or the volume. So I took a loss on it. Then in J period, we were one time framing up now all day. We went and made new highs in F, H, and I, but they were getting nothing for it. I was contemplating taking a short against the high. Instead, I said, you know what? We got right below the 144 simple moving average. I'm like, I think they're going to finally give it up. I bought the 443 puts. Only bought 30 of them. Believe me, I was all ready to buy 100, but I was an innovative play because we were one time framing up. And I rode the 30 down in J and in K, taking them off when we finally filled the single print. So it turned out to be a nice trade. Now I looked for the afternoon pullback low. So I actually started a long, didn't do it in K, I did it in L against very visual areas, which was value low, half back, value being higher, the indices being up. Now it never got back to POC. I thought for sure the odds of going back to POC and getting 9 wide were good. But since we were one time framing down, as it pushed up I took off, as it pushed back I put on. And I actually did it in M also. But the biggest play I took was in L at one point when I added a really nice lot of 50, and then it pushed back up into K's range. And when I took that off in M, I actually added another 30 at value low, pushed back into L's range, took that off. So even though we one time framed down, because I bought it at visual areas and good entry points, it paid me the whole time. And I had only 5 left when M made a new low, and I said, that's it, I'm out. So it turned out to be a good trade. So destinations for tomorrow: 441.80, today's high, all-time high, and that's it. Now they have us closing in at 4 o'clock at 440.59. Right now, my first destination is today's low of 339.81. So 80 cents or so lower. Then I don't have anything for $1 lower to 438.94, the 10 wide POC from yesterday. Then nothing for another $1 to 437.71, and then 435.99, filling the gap at 435.72. So why are all those numbers important? Right? They're not just numbers. They're important because they're very visual destinations for these algos to go to. And they're far and wide apart. There's only one to the upside, and the downside ones I gave you are far and wide apart. So what happens tomorrow? Do we play inside of today's range? If we do, there's going to be some major chop. Or do we take out today's low and play inside of the 28 range? And there's still going to be major chop because of the destinations being far and wide. Now, let's go to the charts. Now, I said to the room, I'm going to give the buyers the benefit of the doubt on the daily. Monthly, 1 day to go is extremely healthy. And tomorrow night we recap all of these indices, all 3 of them. Weekly right now, outside week up. Is it paying? Well, not a lot. 440.65. We're about 70 cents higher than last week's close. We did get up, though, to 441.80. So just like this outside week up, where we closed at 422.60 and we got as high as 424.63, we really didn't do much with it. And then the next 2 weeks we floundered. Kind of the same thing happening this week. But at least it's better than this outside week up where we really flushed hard the following week. So the weekly I'm still going to call balance for now. If we close above last week's high, I'll probably go up. But for now, I'm calling it balance still, outside week up. But I did tell the room I'm going to give the buyers the benefit of the doubt and call the daily up, even though we close inside the previous all-time high. So if we take out tomorrow's high, we continue up. But if we take out today's low, we'd firmly be back inside a 5-day balance. 45 million on the tape, second lowest of the month. Can you really be surprised? We hit a new all-time high, second lowest volume of the month. For me to see real good extension to this market to the upside and say get to 450, I think we need help from at least the intermediate time frame buyers and to get this volume up. Otherwise, at some point, even if we continue to grind higher, we will flush out. I hope you had a great day trading. Enjoy your evening, and we'll speak prior to the opening